Hi everyone, Anthony Cummins here. Right, I'm going to tell you today about the Jesuits and the Shinobi. And I'm also going to tell you how I'm the most stupid man on the planet and that my abilities are useless and I should be punished for it. So, what we're going to do today is talk about a new thing that's going around the internet. It's a bit of old information, but it's got a new spurt of energy behind it, and it's about the word Shinobi captured in a Jesuit dictionary. On top of that, I'm going to talk about how the Japanese went to Portugal and other places, and the question of, did Shinobi go to Portugal and did they work undercover in Portugal? Let's discuss those things. I'd first like to say thank you to Alex from Taisha Ryu for helping me with this, finding bits as well. John Hater of Natori Ryu, who's actually, was the first person to send it me and say, hey, this is going around now, Anthony. And Leon, I don't know what school he does, but Leon has been messaging me and really given me lots of information. So thank you to those guys for helping. Now, I'm going to explain why I'm an idiot, okay? Why I am an idiot. So I decided to look a few years ago in the special collections at the University of Manchester, and I was looking for the word Shinobi in ancient or old medieval dictionaries to do with the relations between Europe and Japan. And I looked under SHI, no Shinobi. I looked under Nin for ninja, Nin. Went through many different ones, some old archaic books. I was like, no, just not there. What I didn't think to do was use the words XI. What an idiot. So she, X and I, is how the Jesuits would say she. So Shinobi. So I was like, oh no. So I totally missed it, but I had the idea years ago and I just couldn't do it. So what an idiot I am. So the next time this came up was in Stephen Turnbull's Ninja Unmasking the Myth, and he talks about finding the word Shinobi in old dictionaries, and I thought, he used XI. I was like, oh no, so very well done to Stephen Turnbull for this. Excellent. Next is the other day, Eric Shahan of Shinobi Books on Instagram. He posted a picture of the part of the dictionary. So of course everybody's going through. Now this dictionary was written in 1603. So let me go through. Basically, the document is called Nippo Jisho in Japanese, or the vocabulary and lingo of Japan, as I do in my Portuguese accent. So basically, the vocabulary and linguistics of the Japanese people. It was published in 1603, not written in 1603, published in 1603. So it was written, we're talking late Sengoku period. Maybe, how many years must it take? Because it's got 32,000 entries. So we're talking about something realistically from the 1590s, not 1603. Always remember, publication date is the day it comes out or the day it's done. You have to ask, when was it written? So by the 1600s, this book was going out. So we're talking Sengoku period. Now, it uses the word Shinobi a few times. Now, what I can't do for you today, guys, is give you an exact rundown of the translation. I am going to talk to Leon and hopefully to Professor Humberto of the Japan-Portugal Friendship Organization, and I'm going to try to get everything put out. Alex Alera has done some stuff for me, but he's Hey Mambo Italiano, not Portuguese, but they're Romance languages and they tend to be able to get along with each other, whereas ours are Germanic and we can't understand a bloody word they're saying. So in this manual, I'm just going to give you a brief overview because it's not in Japanese, it's in Portuguese, and I have no idea about the translation for that. So it seems that Shinobi appears 3 or 4 times, depending on how. We have Shinobi, Suru or Furu, it is here. We have Shinobi ga Ita and Shiro no Shinobi. So, and the translations of those are Shinobi, spies who climb walls at war and enter places at night, or spies who infiltrate and enter and used in war. So basically commandos, the ninjas you are expecting. So people who climb over, get in, and have a go and things like that. Now, what I am going to do is some of the translations I've seen for this are warrior spies. Other ones are spies in war, but the actual term is guerrilla, I think. So we have to check this one. Shinobi Furu is, or Suru is to infiltrate and report. Shinobi, just infiltrate, disguise. Shinobu, to suffer, endure, or infiltrate or disguise. And Shido no Shinobi, to persecute or follow. So basically, obviously a word has many meanings, but the word shinobi in the late 1500s, published in 1603, means a person. It's a physical person who goes in and infiltrates other places and climbs walls and things like that at night time. How amazing is that? So that, guys, if you're in the ninja community, is extremely important because it is absolute proof, with caveat, let me explain, that there was an agent who climbed walls, who did clandestine operations, called a shinobi in the late Sengoku period. Some people have argued, said that word doesn't exist. This is absolute nonsense. The word does exist, and here is a great example of that word being used. My only question is this a verb or a noun? Is shinobi a noun, meaning a person, or a verb? Because it's in Portuguese, I don't know. I'm going to have to answer those questions, and I'll get them to you when I can answer the questions. Now, talking to Leon a lot. Now, Leon's given me a lot of information and a lot of help and a lot of stuff. Now, he's been talking to Professor Humberto from the Japan-Portugal Friendship Organization. Sorry, I've got my notes below. And they've been chatting. Now, some of the points that have come up are the fact that the Jesuits were in Japan, but what's not known is a lot of Japanese went to Portugal. People don't consider that there was slavery in these other countries. We always think slavery is Black Africa. It's not true at all. There's slavery all over the world. And the Japanese were sending slaves or selling slaves to the Portuguese. And the Portuguese were using these slaves. But at the same time, but at the same time, they were actually sending samurai and delegations and envoys over. So there's actually guns and ammunition coming this way, slaves and trade going that way, including samurai visitors backwards and forwards between the two. We're talking the Sengoku period, right? So Leon's question is, did they use shinobi? Now, Professor Humberto has found that there's possibility of secret letters in the communications they've found, possible fans with hidden letters, and there's evidence building that there was intelligence networks between the two. Now, this isn't as cool as it sounds. It's not a case of the shinobi are like, shinobi in Portuguese castles. This is very much classic spy. So somebody within the slaves or within the retinue of samurai, somebody somewhere is being sent across to report on what's happening in Portugal. Who are the Portuguese? What do they do? What do we know about them? Are they a threat? Is anybody talking about invading Japan? So yes, you can say shinobi were being used in Portugal, but we don't mean shinobi like I'm clinging to walls, throwing stars and all that. What we mean is kanja, spies. So probably the term kanja is more appropriate. Spies were being used. Of course, that has different connotations. Spies and kanja and shinobi no mono are interchangeable in the Edo period, but I think in the Sengoku period, there's more of a distinction between kanja and shinobi no mono. So we've got that. So the question, could the Japanese be using spies in Portugal? Most likely, definitely. Why would they not? They want to find out about the people who might invade them, go to war with them. They're making alliances with them. And I'm sure the Portuguese have got lots of spies in Japan. And sometimes a spy is not quite how you expect it. Portuguese are going over there looking or drawing things. Japanese are going to Portugal. Oh, this is great, recording things. They're just travelers. So it might not be a fully professional shinobi, or it might be a samurai who's been picked and they've said, go to Japan, go to Portugal, come back to Japan and tell us what you find. That is also shinobi. Remember, the word shinobi is not just one thing. There are multiple layers of it. So what we have here is some excellent information and it's thanks to Stephen Turnbull thinking to use XI, and also of Eric Shahan, going finding the document. It's on my list of things to do, but my list of things to do gets bigger and bigger by the day. Excuse me. So what we have here is a document that gives us 2 or 3 things. First of all, it tells us the word shinobi is being used. So for all those people who say shinobi was made up in the Edo period, nonsense. Again, let's check if it's a noun or a verb, etc. Also, we know, or we're starting to find out, that there was a lot of movement between Portugal and Japan because Japan was not under lockdown. This means that actually you might be getting spies going both ways. Probably kanji, classic spies, not military spies, more civilian-esque spies. By that I mean no explosives and door unlocking. It's just writing secret codes, messages, hidden fan messages, things like that. Now this leads us to the third thing, which we have to be very careful of. That yes, we know Japan was sending out colonies. We know they were sending colonies to Spain. In fact, the professor has said that possibly Date, from the Date family, I forgot his name for a minute there. Okay, Masamune. Date Masamune is sending settlements to Spain and Europe and places like that. And Jesuits are settling in Japan. Everybody's exchanging culture and there's immigration on both sides. So what's come to light, or what's being asked, is that are there any ninja descendants in Portugal, Spain? No. Stop. No. Yes, shinobi may be sent to Europe, but they would not be settled there. And if they are settled there, they have to be being paid to be shinobi. You don't do shinobi for free, it's a job. So the Japanese would have stopped paying them after a while, once the information was not useful. Or when the Japan isolates itself. When Japan isolates itself, it can't pay its agents anymore. So no, I don't think shinobi stayed in Portugal, in Spain. No, there is no secret ninja tradition in Portugal or Spain. So if you find in the next few weeks somebody from Portugal or Spain starts saying they're a secret ninja descendant, it's from Eric's, Turnbull's and my work. So don't do it. Of course, giving the credit to Eric and Turnbull. So there you go. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. What do you think below? If you're interested in the ninja, of course, get the Book of Ninja. But my new book coming out is actually the Book of Bushido. There'll be an advert for it here, so do get yourself a copy. Right, enjoy.